when people would laugh you out of the building or just be like, you're crazy, what was your response to them? Because like I'm thinking back, 2015, 2017, as late as 2017, when I told people at my first job that like, I'm a podcaster, I do podcasting as well. They go, why? There's no money in it. I go, you should start one. They go, why? There's no money in it. And I would just go, yet. Just wait.
That's right.
The keyword is yet. The keyword is wait. Like you'll be sorry. And now most of those people either have or are involved or have worked on a podcast. So like, what would you tell these people all the way back in 2002? Because at least in 2015 and 2017, there were people doing it, right? It was an actual thing. When back then you only had traditional radio. So what would you tell these people?
I was telling people, it's exactly what I was telling them. I was telling them this is new technology. I told people it's not going anywhere. I told people that it's super convenient. When media guys and people would come up to me and have interest, they would have their interest before they laughed, and they would say, wow, that's very convenient, but it's got to be expensive. Because back then, some of the stuff that I was buying and using, I'm not going to lie, it was expensive because it was all new stuff. The Logitech camera that I had bought that was brand new that I upgraded to, it was, I don't know, at that time, it was like $300, and, a lot of people ain't going to spend that type of money back then on that type of device or on something that you don't think is going to go anywhere. And what I did was I just let those people who laughed at it, I would just tell them, hey, this is where it's going. And this is what is going to be the next big thing. I just let those people inspire me. And to be honest, I stuck with podcasting, but I really didn't realize how big podcasting was going to get, to be honest, until last year, 2 years ago. And the reason why I knew the whole attitude of podcasting was going to change in COVID, I had two guys that reached out to me, Kevin Jeffries and Maddie Cameron. These are two guys that reached out to me when COVID first hit. And when COVID first hit, I was angry. And one of the reasons why I was angry is because everybody thought when COVID hit, they could become a podcaster. Because why? Everybody was locked up in their houses. They couldn't do crap.
What else they gonna do?
Yep. And everybody decided to jump on the podcasting bandwagon. So when these two guys reached out to me, you can ask them yourselves if you get out there and reach out with Happy Hour with Lito and Maddie Cameron Sports for You and Me. I kept it real with them. I said, look, here's the deal. I'm not going to waste my time with you. Unless you really show me that you're truly into this, because I know what's going to happen here. There's two things that's going to happen. One is that you're going to start this podcast, and then when everything opens back up and life returns to normal, you're going to realize that this is a lot of work. It's not worth it. Two, I told them that it's the best time. COVID was the best time for those people to get podcasts up and going, because what happened was that nobody was doing nothing for almost a year. And what people were doing, they were podcasting and talking about the Tiger King. You had all these people doing shows about what they was watching on Netflix.
Yep.
You had all these sports stars who couldn't play sports. They're all starting to do podcasting. We talked about wrestling. Wrestling podcasts blew up during COVID. And to be honest, wrestling was one of the first sports to come back and perform, because they came
they never left. They never left.
Exactly. They had that whole virtual thing, and it was crazy. So wrestling
podcasts have been around for a while. Like Colt Cabana was one of the first ones in like 2016-ish, give or take. Stone Cold started one around the same time. Jericho got one. So those like the big three. And then around 2018, Conrad Thompson,
7 more, right?
Conrad Thompson started with Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. And then 2019, WWE, the company, started doing their own podcast. So around then, boom, exploded. And I was like, oh, they're doing podcasts. Oh, Spotify's changing their business model around podcasts. Apple's realizing they've had podcasts in 2006 and it's not actually using it. It's just like, oh, looks like I was right. And you probably go back on a beach going to the butt going, looks like I was right.
Look, when I got the email from iTunes, I remember the email coming from iTunes, Apple, talking about the major changes to podcasts, how they were going to drop this whole thing and have Apple Podcasts. And then I'm reading all this stuff and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm already doing all of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
like it's about goddamn time, bro. Like, come on now.